What's up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz back again, finishing up our Fate set review with Blue here today. I am joined, as usual, by Carmen and Andy,
What's up?
Hello.
as well as our special guest, Paru.
Hello.
So, without further ado, how many cards would it take for Andy to get a brainstorm here?
Come
Okay,
on.
yeah,
I've been
Paru,
so
you start.
lucky.
Yeah, Paru, start us off.
When this attacks, if you have 5 or more cards in your hand, choose a character, and that character gets 1,000 power. And then it's a free runner. Wow, what a good double R, dude.
Okay, you could do a lot worse than a
Yeah, you could be.
2K.
That is really good.
You
What are you
could be
talking
a
about?
non-reverse Rize, dude.
So is this Caldea? Yeah, you could be a non-reverse Rize. It's a lot better than non-reverse Rize.
And that's a 3K free runner.
And
Is
you can pump
this-
something else too. You can pump anything.
Yeah, you can pump anything.
Oh, it's on
yeah.
attack. Okay.
Because it's on attack, 5 or more cards in hand. That's like a... You can play 2 cards going second.
You know,
after clocking.
thinking about it, have we seen any like really good plussing zeros so far?
No, that's what I was going to say.
Not
So this is
really.
Caldea Camelot trait, correct? I'm double
Yeah.
checking on Heart of the Cards right now, but I believe...
No, this is Caldea Shielder.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, I
It-
guess everything kicks off Caldea for the most part, right? Caldea or
Yeah.
except for the
The
Knights
only
of the Round
lock-
Table stuff.
The only locked stuff is Pharaohs and Knights.
I mean, that's still a lot of stuff. You could probably play it. You could probably play it without too much issue because it can pump any character too. So it's like that pump is going to be super useful all throughout the game. The free runner's good. If you go second and clock, you can attack twice and still get the effect to answer your opponent's card if they play an oversize, which I really, really like.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think this is just a really good runner. I might give it the A. Very simple, but I think it's very good.
Yeah.
Like it-
Unless this
Knowing
card
that
is
it's-
mistranslated,
really,
we're getting
really good.
God or something.
But it does. I mean,
Yeah.
it does pump power on attack.
I feel
so
like
it's,
that
scales well into the
Bedivere
later
was the
games,
only
yeah.
other good one, right? That
Mhm.
Bedivere Mill Runner.
Yes,
I think so.
and
I
that
guess
one
at
is
that point it's just whatever color you're in.
that one's Camelot Knight, right?
Yes.
And this is Caldea Shielder. That's
Right.
so unfortunate that it's
within
not.
the set, it doesn't really matter.
I
But
guess,
I guess
yeah.
Betty is a target for the Ozusa event.
Mm-hmm. Okay, moving on. Andy.
All right. Start of your climax step. Choose one of your characters. 500 power. Oh, and it's a brainstorm. Is it Remy? Oh,
It
it is. It's exactly fucking Remy, and they break color identity,
Remy's not
and they
blue,
let a
yeah.
blue
It's
card
fine.
salvage. I can't believe
Wow.
it. I'm seething.
Instead of playing that shitty search smash brainstorm, you can play a real man's brainstorm. Leonardo
This is,
da
Dude,
Vinci.
dude,
Well,
this
hold
is
on.
a real man.
Is this Chalia?
This is Caldea, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
Caldea book. Is
Pro-
that a home? Or no?
I have
that
no
is-
idea what
Carry.
that second trait is.
Caldea Genius.
Genius?
Genius trait.
I can't read Japanese. Yeah, I don't know. I would play this every single time. It's the same
Yeah, this is
color.
the
It still
brainstorm
has
of choice.
Caldea. It still has Caldea trait. It's this exact same fucking color. It's salvage, which is literally always fucking better, and I won't hear it.
But Carmen, searching compresses you.
It is
does.
just Remy. I can't give just Remy an A in 2020. But in the
really?
in the
really
context
like
of the
Remy.
set, it does salvage anything too. So you can play it in any FGO build,
Yeah, you can
old
play
or
this
new.
in your Babylon deck.
Yeah, you are not punished for playing this in your Babylonian deck. It's probably a hell of a lot cheaper. Because the set will be new.
In English.
Yeah.
This card's expensive in Japanese.
Oh, is it? Just
Yeah,
because
it's like $20.
it go in every deck, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably. I mean, it's a generally good card.
Everybody wants to fuck Leonardo da Vinci. All right, next card.
She's cute.
Yeah.
We've got
Ryan.
level 3 mash combo. For each of your other characters in the back row with Caldea or Camelot trait, this card gains 1,000 power, sits at 11. When this card attacks, if the pants Lord Camelot is in your climax zone, choose one of your characters, and that character gains the following 2 abilities until the end of your opponent's turn. Character across from this gets -3 soul, and When this card is frontal attacked, you may pay 1, discard a Caldia or Camelot character, and this card does not reverse for the turn.
Nice.
That's an Exile combo, I guess.
You do have a way to get this out of 2. There's also a
Okay.
way to easily get multiple copies of this out of 2. So it's an early play Nexel package. I like that it's the full 3 soul for being a like directed, like only in this lane Nexel. At least it does the full fog. Because I feel like -2 is like almost just way too exploitable from level 2 into the end game. When it's only in specific lanes. This doesn't have any way to protect it, I think. Is there a way to give this card hexproof? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Not that I.
Yeah,
know
if
of.
it, I can't remember or from reveals stuff
I
like that.
don't think so.
We'll see as we go along, but I don't believe
I
there's
was-
a way to give it hexproof.
I was the least hyped about MASH.
Yeah, I remember people seeing these cards and they were not happy.
Yeah, because like the combo to get it on the field early is pretty expensive,
Yeah.
if I remember right.
There's like an event. There's a 2-1. I mean, we'll look at it, but I remember it being a whole thing. I don't know. You all know my opinions on Nexel at this point. I think Nexel is almost close to unplayable, but this is like it's a little bit better than normal. I hate
-3
Nexel
is
combos.
a huge difference from -2, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Nexels are only getting worse as they print more blinks and level downs in every set that comes out. So
Yeah, every set has an out to this at this point.
All right, next. 1-0 mash. When the climax plays climax zone, this gains 1500 power, and then when the battle opponent of this becomes reversed, if Lord Camelot is in the climax zone, choose a character in your waiting room, return it to your hand. So it is America that works with your finisher climax.
You know what's
The
really
mash from
fun?
before, I like the mash a lot better now.
You know what's really fun about this card? You can play this in Babylon.
Yeah, you can.
There's
No, but
nothing
there's
set
any
for this
character.
card.
I mean, that's what it's intended to be used for. A lot
I
of
think so.
they printed a lot of these blue cards, and that's why we're going to move a little bit faster through looking at them here, because they're very obviously like mash. They're like Mashu Fujimaru, like OTP or Mashu waifu cards.
Yeah.
This is one of them. It does make the other combo better. It gives you like an auxiliary level
It
1 to
makes
go
the other
for.
combo way fucking better, dude.
Yeah, like the
Have
fact
an
that
actual blessing level
Yeah,
1
yeah.
combo.
Mhm.
yeah, it gives you something to do, even if I don't know. This is a pretty middling level 1 combo, but it is a level 1 combo nonetheless. It gives you something to
7k on reverse salvage, whatever. It's a double combo. That's good enough. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you throw like 2 copies in. I mean, if you're playing this, you're playing like book pants. There are
What do you
support
mean
cards.
2 copies?
for it.
I'd run like 4 copies of this. It's your
You
level 1
played-
combo.
Well, no, you're gonna play this alongside the book. There are reasons. The old book.
Oh,
Yeah. Like I
Okay.
said, it's a Mashu waifu.
oh.
So.
Interesting.
Blue is literally Mashu waifu. It's still just America. It's barely playable.
Double combo, dude.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, it matters a lot.
Paru's like, I'm not even touching this one.
Oh, triple combo.
Thanks, card.
Why? It does. It makes it way more playable.
Yeah, dude, this
I-
card's really playable. It's really good. In fact, it's so good, right? It's so good. Hear me out. That like we don't even need to explain why it's so good.
Okay, here's the thing about double combos. Very quick aside. This is the last color. It is getting late, but so when you're playing 2 different level 1 combos, and you're going to play 2 different level 1 combos, I've done it before. I actually did a lot of extensive testing with it when I was playing and testing Princess Connect. I actually think it makes your sculpting 0-1 just worse, because you're not sculpting in a directed manner at all. You're trying to like, you think when you're deck building and when you're thinking about it, that will make you more modular and reactive, and it actually never works that way. Maybe it's better since you have good climax swaps in here, so it's not as bad. Precone very famously does not have one. But I know that like
powerful.
your base sculpting and like the way you do it, it doesn't work out as well as you think ever when you're playing
Are-
2 level 1s.
Yeah, you're referring to a scenario where you're playing two different combos at level 1.
Two different
specifically.
combos at one, where you're playing one that combos with your finisher climax as well. Like
I
do.
guess so. That makes
Yeah.
sense. I'm looking at more as like this being your level 1 and your level 3 combo, kind of like the Bedivere was for red.
Yeah, if you're like just gonna play this, I don't know. That's still pretty cringe. I wouldn't play a 7K America. I don't know. I'd rather play empty standby. But
Well, yeah, like on its own, it's not good enough. But
Yeah.
when you add like the second back
Well,
end
you know what?
combo, like later in the game,
I hate the 1-0 Mashu combo so much that I might play this over that if I had the option. I hate that combo so much. And I know you're not a fan of it either. So.
mm-mm.
All right. That's all I wanted to say. We can move on.
Did someone say third combo?
Triple combo.
Oh, no. Well, it's not really a third combo part. Go ahead.
Are we Zombieland Saga?
It's Paru's turn, right?
Oh yeah, so this is a 2,000 power assist to level 3s. When you play the... it's a triple combo, Carmen. When you play the Pants Climax, you can sack this to spawn the Neg Soul Mash from your hand. And you can also rest this to draw one, ditch one. So you have, you can try to draw ditch into your Climax.
Well, it's like the worst version of Summer Pockets ever. No, I mean it's how you get your Neg Soul online on the board. The fact that you have to play this other card and the other card comes from hand, that's why the mash can be a -3 with another effect.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's really, really fucking expensive.
Also, not to mention that this is your assist.
Yeah.
Having to sacrifice it to put the other.
So now you have to play 4.
Really...
Now you have to play 4 of your finisher and 4 of this card. Pretty
out.
cool.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't like it. It's just a C because you have to play with the other card. The other card is fringe playable. So.
Yeah, I agreed.
What I mean, if you look at it as just like a 2K assist that draw ditches, it's
better.
More appealing.
It's better.
Yeah.
All right. Next. This is back to the top.
Back to me. We got another Da Vinci. For each of your other Shoutia or Camelot characters, this gets 500. When this is placed from a hand or a memory to the field, you get a heal. And at the start of your climax step, if you're level 3 or higher and this is in your memory, you can pay to ditch a card, summon this to an empty spot on your field, and give it 1,000.
There's a support card for it later.
I mean, it's just kind of like a roundabout beefy healer at level 3 that's nothing special. But if there's some way to like make use of like the memory effect,
healing,
be all right.
I feel like healing is the least impactful effect it could have as a card like this. Because I don't know, I really love that Da Capo card.
Hell yeah,
that
card
pops
slaps.
out and bounces a card. It feels so good to do because like you put it in your memory over the course of the game and it gives you like a really good like techie effect to do without having to sculpt for it later. Where this is just a heal. Like there's not a big payoff.
But Carmen, I thought healing was the best line of text in the game.
Yeah, it's so good that you build your deck around having enough heals already, not like shoving a heal into memory for later.
Healing only does something if you have a claw.
I love
heal.
memorying
like,
all of my healers.
If your finisher's healing anyway or something, then how much? You can only heal so much in one turn.
All that said, I think this card's fine. I mean, if the other card is good enough, I can't remember exactly what it does. You would play a small package.
I have no idea what the other card.
I mean, the other card package was like you had multiple ways to send it to memory, but it was like a 2-1 split of what sent it to memory. So you can run pretty lean on these. Yeah, Da Capo.
Yeah.
There were so it was more like a 2-2 split, but yeah. All right, next. I think this is Brian.
Me. All right, level 3 mash. At the start of your opponent's draw step, if this is in your front row, choose one of your characters, and that character gains 4k for the turn. When this card attacks, you may pay 1, ditch a card. If you do, this card gains 2,000 power and the following ability for the turn. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may burn 1. So on attack, pay 1, ditch 1, gain on reverse, burn 1, and at the start of your opponent's turn, choose one of your characters. It gets 4k for the turn.
This card is suspiciously similar to Kabuki.
The old, well, it's also suspiciously similar to the that old card in FGO, right? Isn't there a mash that gives 4k or something at draw phase?
I feel like there is.
No.
No, there's not.
There's
There's
not?
another
Oh,
mash
okay.
that gives. There's a mash that gives all of your other mashes on reverse burn 1.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Maybe that's what you're thinking of.
Maybe. I don't know. This seems fine.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a card for the old deck, like a standby card.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this would be.
That would be a really
standby
nice standby
card.
target, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because like
I think we
if,
talked about this in or you talked about this in Hololive already.
Yeah, if you hit it to the back row, it's fine. Like if you trigger standby on first attack because it
It's a little confused.
has an on
with its
attack
identity.
effect. But like if you hit it to the front row, you give it 4k, 14, then you get the effect on the backswing. It gets even more pump.
Mhm.
It's a totally fine card. So you play it specifically for that effect. It's like a tech card in standby.
It's fine.
Oh yeah.
Next. Da Vinci, level 0. When this plays from hand to stage, you have 2 or more other characters with either FGO Camelot. Draw a card. If you do, ditch. So just on play, draw, ditch. Then when it's placed from stage to the waiting room, 2 of your cards in memory. You choose the Da Vinci level 3 in your waiting room and send it to memory. This card is not good enough to see play.
No.
So therefore, you will not play the level 3, and you will just never see it.
I think
Unfortunate.
Draw Ditch is fine, but like
Draw ditch is fine, but the only other thing this does, you're
Yeah.
playing this specifically to do that. I think the other cards were like the Kazuma and the level assist into Capo, and
Yeah.
I think that those were like cards you play anyway.
definitely.
This is just free. It's a draw ditch that's also just free memory.
2 free memory isn't going to do anything for you. You don't have any other memory going on.
But Carmen, that 1 extra heal isn't doing anything.
I mean, every little bit of memory counts.
I would argue that 2 memory over the course of the game does not do anything.
It's probably not worth running the package, but any little bit of memory is helpful. Like if you just want a
Well,
healer at the
to
top
get-
of your deck, then this is fine.
To get that, you'd have to run like probably 2/2 of this, 1/2, maybe. I don't know. You have no other way to send that Da Vinci. At least the Da Vinci still healers on play, but I don't know. Not a fan.
I don't think it's the worst, but it's probably not worth it.
Next, or
This is a straight reprint of a Babylon card. On play mill 2, if there's a climax, choose a character in your opponent's front row, give it -1k, and it's a climax swapper.
it really is.
Is this
huh?
also Shadia trait?
Yes,
Oh boy, I can run 8 copies.
Hell
Sick.
yeah, 8 climax swappers.
it's a totally fine climax swap profile. I don't like the mill 2 on a climax swap per se, but it's fine.
Yeah, it is mandatory mill.
Mandatory mill on a card like this, like on a drop salvage, I think it's fine. Even on a drop search, like I played the one in fucking Albuta or whatever, it's not the worst thing. But I feel like a climax swap, there are so many situations where I want to swap climax where I never want to touch my deck.
Yeah.
I'm just so jazzed to ever have a climax swap in the first place.
So many now in FGO. There's so many different options.
Well, FGO, I guess, has always kind of had a lot, but
All right.
yeah.
Next one. This is just a 2k backup.
2k.
Next team.
Comes back to me, I think.
Yep.
I think so.
We got a sad-looking mash here. During your turn, if you have 2 or more other characters with Shadia or Camelot, you get plus 2,000. And it is a level 2 killer. It gets plus 6,000 when attacking a level 2. So, depending on your meta, it's a good way to kill a standby card.
You know if you need it.
It attacks the big stuff and becomes big.
Good thing to have.
All right. Next card.
All right, 1-0 Da Vinci. When this card attacks, choose one of your other characters, FGO Camelot. That character gains X power for the turn. X is equal to 500 times the number of your other characters with FGO Camelot trait. It also has Hand on Core. Gives up to 2k power on attack, has hand on core. Kinda boring.
Fucking Shimakai.
Yep.
With Encore.
Has
Bare
hand on
minimum
core.
playable card.
You can save
That
it.
is kind of interesting to have Encore on it.
This is definitely not the first.
Next. Another mash. All your other characters with Caldera Camelot get 500 power. And then when it's placed from hand to stage, you may discard a character card with either of those traits if you do draw a card.
Boring.
Wow. I'd rather play the Da Vinci that just draw ditched and had the memory thing. This is objectively worse than that.
Yeah, it's nice synergy with the Brainstormer. Top
What?
check from play. Yeah, if you know the top card on your deck, you can like.
No, but
discard
you're not just holding this card in your hand all game, waiting for the perfect card to appear.
You have to understand, Paru. Andy has no game, no life brain. He can't think about Weiss normally. He's forever ruined.
I mean, what do you want? Do you want to just like say any card past uncommon is just garbage, unplayable, or
No, you're right.
We're trying to like look at all the different angles.
You're right. That is a thing you can do.
Looking at this card from a competitive lens, I don't think it's worth putting in your deck.
No, we're all giving it a D. It's probably not like worth it, but
This is the only time Andy's right.
there's-
This is the only time anyone will ever look at this card and be like, "Huh, you could do a thing with this card." Which is why we still do these, and why a lot of people watch them.
Okay,
Andy's right.
Fair enough.
All right, next part.
All of your other Mash Kairite, I don't know how her name is pronounced. Truth of the Sacred Choice gain 2 abilities. During your opponent's turn, this gains 1,000 power. And auto, at the start of your opponent's attack phase, you can pay 1 to swap with a Fujimaru. And then this is also a clean cut. What the fuck? So it's a fucking 2,000 power clean cut
2k clean
that
cut.
gives your vanilla 1,000 power. Oh my god, I'm having a stroke.
Wait, these effects don't mesh at all.
Oh
No! No! I get it. I understand. It's flavor. Okay, you play them both. Yeah, you cut her back, and then you swap her with the clean cut, so your clean cut lives, and she protect.
Yeah.
He attacks, she protects.
She do protect.
Okay, that's some nice flavor.
Give it a D+ for flavor.
Give it the F for flavor.
2K clean cut.
Carmen, this is better than the.
It is better than the other.
This is better than
by
Lancelot,
considerable
right?
margin.
The other level 0 clean
Except
cut,
it can't. No, it can target Camelot. So yeah, it still works.
Nah, straight up, like I would run this in a Shalia deck even without the protect. You know, even without the mash.
Well, probably you don't have a clean cut, but you have easy pumps.
a 2K clean cut is better than pretty much anything else you have, probably. Like
that new mash
That's
runner is
like-
really good. Although
there's the new mash card. Yeah.
that being said, that new mash runner has better synergy with this goddamn clean cut than the card that the first effect goes with.
Right.
Yeah, like that's a great pair card for this. I'm gonna bump it up. That's a C, even for a 2K clean cut.
Hey, pump
That's
up the
good
gem.
synergy. You can't clean cut your pure Babylonia characters though, but I mean, like, you'll find a way if you're deck building. All right, next. Who's this? Is it me? No.
We're back to the top here, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Got
We have a mash and foo. I think that's the little fox's
Yep.
name.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Foo.
When you play this from hand to stage,
Is
you
it
can
foo?
just
Mm-hmm.
FOU. I don't know, however you want to say it. When this plays from hand to stage, you can discard a card. If you do, choose an event in innate good in your waiting room, add it back to hand. This is every single color has had a ditch bond to an event at level 0.
that's interesting.
That's something. Choose a character in your waiting room with either Chowdy or Camelot, return to hand, and that is you sacrifice this discard. I guess it all really depends how good the event card is. What is the event card?
The event card is how you get multiple of the 2/1 out.
You sack a character to summon 2 of the 2/1 assist, basically.
From your waiting room.
Right. So it is a costless event that gets you 2 copies of the 2/1.
And then the 2/1, you sacrifice itself, cheat in the other one from hand.
To pull out a
Yeah.
level 3.
Yeah, so it's a lot of hand.
You're losing a lot of hand.
Shitload of hand.
It offloads your stock cost for a ton of hand.
Shit, you better make sure your field doesn't die. If you're doing that to shit out 2 big mashes, you better make fucking sure they don't get killed.
It is, for what it's worth, a double filter. No way.
I'd rather play Magical.
Yeah, I mean, Magical Girl appears is probably better. But, I mean, I don't know. That's so much hand. That's so much hand.
I think it's too expensive, yeah.
That's vanilla. She protect.
Love to protect.
And he attack.
And then, okay, Brian, go ahead.
All right. Got another Da Vinci. 1/1 level assist. When the pants is placed in your climax zone, if you have another Chaldea or Camelot character, choose one of your characters, and that character gains the following ability for the turn. When that card's battle opponent becomes reversed, search your deck for a Chaldea or Camelot character.
Remember when we talked about CGE earlier? This is literally their level 1 combo.
So you get a single search.
Single search on reverse, yeah, with the level assist.
Huh.
And not a huge fan.
Outdated.
No Game No Life had this card. I think it was off Stocksoul though.
I like her funny face. She's a funny mouth going on.
It is funny. Card's bad. I don't think you can play a single lane combo.
The only reason you ever played it in CG was because you had like the back half of the combo too.
Yeah, because you had an
needed it for your
entire
finisher and other
you had a
stuff.
pushed package of cards that worked with it specifically.
Yeah, this is just raw on its own. Not good enough.
Yo, we got Roman.
Yep. 2/1 Roman back up. It is a A3 overall, discard a character, bottom deck anti-change. Okay.
Bottom deck
That's
anti-change,
fine.
I'll take it, yeah.
Bottom deck ACC? That's
We
good.
like those.
A3 ditch, not the worst.
That's a C+ for hard removal.
Hey, if you're playing Chaldea, that's not that bad actually, because like if you're building all that stock with the Gilgameshes
Mm-hmm.
in the open lane, you don't really mind paying the 2.
Yeah, it'd be really good in that deck, actually. It gives you, like, a way to actually fog damage it, too. Extend your level 2 game. That would be nice. Alright, last card in blue. Paru, go ahead.
This is the event, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have a character with mash, you cannot play this from hand. Look at 2 cards on the top of your deck and put them back in any order. And then choose a character on your stage, put it in waiting room, and then play up to 2 of the 2/1 mash onto the stage.
From your waiting room. Okay. You don't need them in your hand, but you do have to mill them. So that is 1 card. That's 2 cards for 2 cards. And then you have to play a climax. That's 3 cards. So if you're only doing double mash, right? Assuming you have the climax and 2 mashes in this event. You play the event, that's 1. You sack a character, that's 2. Summon the events you summon the 2/1s. Then the 2/1s come down and they need sacked. And then you have to summon another 2 mash from hand, that's 4. Climax down, that's 5. 5 hand with no refunds. And then Mash's other effect to save her also has a ditch cost. That I believe has to ditch character. Yes.
Nice.
That's a lot.
I'm not sold on this.
But if you want to play this Mash top end, you probably have to play this card. For
Yeah.
consistency purposes.
Seems costly.
I don't like it.
Do not like.
I like cards in my hand.
Promo lightning round.
Let's do it.
Lion King. If all of your characters are either Caldera or Camelot, it gains 1,000 powers, 3,500.
Not good enough.
Nope.
Not big enough.
Not the worst, but
Fine. Yep.
not the best. Level 0 Nudicrous. When the battle opponent of this becomes reversed, send this to memory. If at the start of your next draw phase, choose a copy of this in your memory. Put it in any slot on the stage. It's a 2,500 level 0 time machine.
Level 0 time machine.
In a world
She
with
naked in
Clock
this
Encore,
picture?
what is the
Probably.
point? Yep. Yes, she is.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Okay. Yeah. Put your favorite Nudicrous Doge in 6-digit code in the description. Or it's not in the description. Definitely not there. Put it in the comments. Leave it there. Keep the description clean. Card's fine. Has Pharaoh trait, right?
Ooh, this card's actually good.
I don't think it's the worst. Next, level 0 Serenity and Climax with Climax with I'm not even gonna read this. Climax with a door trigger.
Wait, that's
icon
wait,
placed
that's
in the
something
climax
else
zone.
before.
You gotta say the word.
No, I'm not saying.
You have
the
to
word.
say the C word.
You can't make me. When your Climax card with a door trigger icon is placed in the Climax zone, choose a character in your opponent's front row, and that character gets -1,000 for turn. That's interesting. When it's placed from hand to stage, you may pay one, ditch one. If you do, choose a character in your waiting room with Caldera or Camelot, return it to hand. Choose one of your other characters, Caldera or Camelot, the character gets 1,000 powers. Drop salvage with door
Good
assist?
That's a fine
drop
card.
salvage.
That's a fine
kind of
card.
cool.
Good.
I'm with Paru here. I think that's a playable card.
Oh, it's when you is placed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can dig
Interesting.
it. Yeah.
Oh, the drop salvage that just, has synergy with your Bedivere getting over shit? I like that. I think the, what is it, the drop search that's also a drop salvage is probably
I think
better than
that's-
this. I think it's a C+.
It's more slot efficient.
Yeah, if I only had one slot, I'd play the other one over this, but this is
I
cool.
don't know. I guess if you are playing like 8 door though, or like a lot of doors, then I don't know. This sits around for a couple turns. It sits in your back row or something.
Notably, even if you summon it with the effect if she's already on board, it is placed into your Climax zone. Doesn't say from where. So it does still go off. Alright, second to last one here. They got this Mash 1-0. If you have 2 or more other characters, it gets 2K, 6K. During your opponent's turn, extra 1K. She's
That's
blessing.
solid. That's a 107K.
Not good enough. I don't think I'd play a 107K.
It's not that bad.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
It's not
okay.
even a 107K on you. So this has to
6K
be
on
a-
your turn, 7K on their turn. That's not bad.
Maybe Mash waifu only, I guess. Next.
Speaking of Mash Waifu.
Last one. All your other Mash Cure Light Trusting Master is the old level 1 combo. Get 1,000 power. Putting that at 6-5 base, I believe. Yeah, it's 55 all the time, 6-5 off turn. You could actually probably vie for board with it on your opponent's turn now. And then Climax combo. When this plays from hand to stage, you may pay the cost. It's not a real Climax combo. It's a free Climax swap between the book and the pants.
The old book and the new pants.
Yeah,
This is like the
old
only,
book and
like,
new pants.
Straight synergy between, or like even reference between the two sets.
Well, if you are playing a Nexal strategy, Paru, you will take literally every amount of
yes.
consistency you can. Also, if you're playing 2 level 1 Mash combos, this card is probably also invaluable. And like, I don't know, if you can win
also.
board enough at 1 with like these costless mashes, like you get back up to like 8-5, and like you could probably maybe have enough hand to realistically double summon your combo. So I don't know. This card's probably actually really good at Mash Waifu.
Yeah, I mean if you're playing the Mash deck, this card seems like
Yeah, that's good.
It makes the
something you
1-0
wanna be
Mash
playing.
like so much less shit because at least its power line is really good. And if you have 2 down, that's really big. Not limited to just at 1. If this is I don't know if we're actually going to get this card. I believe this is a shop PR. So hopefully we do.
That'd be unfortunate, yeah.
A lot of people love MASH, so I think it'd be dumb if they didn't print this promo, but like whatever. Bushiroad never makes any sense. Alright, that's it for FGO. Blue's kind of small. Again, kind of like the waifu color. Just kind of the MASH stuff that doesn't really mesh that well with the rest of the night stuff, but is what it
More
is.
for the old FGO players.
Yeah. Not even. It's like not even the Babylonian stuff. It's like just Smash. It's just Smash and Fujimara. But I guess that's a lot of the reason to play FGO. So, all right. The set looks pretty cool. I know we kind of like forgot about this one. We did a bunch of other set reviews first, but it kind of flew under the radar. But it looks pretty cool. I'm definitely probably going to pick up that like door choice deck. That seems pretty fun.
Door choice and 8-bar are coming my way.
Should be pretty cheap, yeah.
Yeah, it's Fate. It'll be open to hell and back. But who knows? This is a while off. When does this release?
It's like in summer sometime.
Does it?
Really?
I'm not even sure if it has.
It's
a
like
release
June or
date.
July.
All right, let's
What,
check on the old product page. We always ramble at the end of these videos anyway.
Yeah, February's Rent a Girlfriend, March is Mushoku, April is Hololive, May is Tokyo Revengers.
Oh, it's not even announced.
Yeah,
Where is it on the list? After Tokyo Revengers, so probably June.
June Tokyo
Mid to
Revengers,
late
July,
June.
July Attack on Titan seems fair. Yeah,
Mid to late June, possibly late May, but I doubt it. They seem to stop doing that. But yeah, looks like it'll be a really good. Like even if you missed out on first set FGO, don't let that pretty much completely self-contained unless you want to get super spicy with it. And even the cards that you would want to mix in, unless you're doing like full-on Mashu waifu, probably won't be the super expensive stuff. Probably be older stuff. Or not older stuff, but not higher rarity stuff. Stuff that's easily available. FGO is still pretty well opened because it is Fate. Fate stuff's usually cracked a lot.
Yeah, look at what were the prices like for Fate? Heaven's Feel 2.
Heaven's Feel 2 was disgustingly cheap.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Even immediately on release.
Hell yeah, dude.
So it'll probably be cheap. In terms of upcoming content, Rush Rundowns. We're literally working on them. And
They're back.
Andy just made 2, like, over the past 2 days. We're trying to get those made, ready, and back out there for when in-person tournaments return. We have a lot of old ones that we want to update. We're not going to get rid of the old videos, but we were talking about them, Andy, and we're going to go back and update a lot of the old ones with second sets where the meta deck itself has changed a lot. And just release them as new videos. We'll slam them in the playlist, but we are working on them. They take a lot of time. It's a lot more editing than our other content, obviously. And we try to keep those very polished because they're timed and very short. They're harder to record, harder to edit, harder to make. But we are working on them. But now that we're out of set reviews, we probably see a lot of deck techs, more freeform videos. I know there was a comment that I thought was really cool that we need to sit down and actually hash something out about like difficulty of piloting lists and like what can make a list harder to pilot, like especially over the course of like long tournaments, like addressing like tournament fatigue and like things like that. It's kind of like
That'd be cool.
It's a little bit of like
Definitely interested in talking about that.
It's a really interesting topic, but I feel like if it's not approached correctly, it can be like kind of a touchy subject for some people too.
Yeah.
So
it definitely needs some preparation and some direction to that discussion.
Yeah, I got to sit down together and like hash out like what we're gonna do for visual aid and whatnot, and what we're gonna talk about. But that is something I want to talk about. I think. But yeah, I think that's it in terms of what I know for upcoming content. Oh, we're streaming. We're streaming every Wednesday. Every Wednesday. Sometimes on Sunday when we get together. Just for fun, you'll see random streams pop up on the channel. For our ones on Wednesday when we're at our tournament venue, we do not check chat because it is on my phone, at least as much. We check chat a little bit when the players want to, or locals just pull it up and post in chat or tell people what they're saying. But we are there, and we do check the chat after and stuff like that. If you leave comments, we'll try to check it a little bit. But, people are there to play and test and whatnot and hang out. But we do try to put a camera on our Wednesdays every week. And then Saturdays, we have Steel City Climax once a month, and those will definitely be streamed too. They will just randomly pop up on the channel when they're there. I blast them out to just like the Discords and stuff. But you guys are all subscribed. You guys can see when we go up pretty quickly. We've had a pretty good response with it. We're going to keep doing it. Anything, Andy and Brian, that you want to add? Channel stuff? Before I hand it over to shoutouts.
I don't believe so. I think you covered it all.
Good job.
All right,
You
Paru, any shoutouts?
Nope.
Nope. Nothing?
No. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel on Steam.
Yeah.
That's my shout out.
That's my shout-out. Free to play on Steam. I'm going to go do that right now. All right, Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz signing off. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.